First, I'd like to say that resistance is a double-edged word. It is defined as withstanding force, for example. Also, it means to take a stand. Principles invite us to do something about the morass of contradictions in which we function morally. Principles invite us to clean up our act, to become intolerant of moral laxity and compromise and cowardice and the turning away from what is upsetting, the secret gnawing of the heart that tells us that what we are doing is not right and so counsels us that we'd be better off just not thinking about it.
I have been raped because I have been wrong. The wrong sex, the wrong age, the wrong skin, the wrong nose, the wrong hair, the wrong need, the wrong dream, the wrong geographic, the wrong sartorial. I have been the meaning of rape. I have been the problem everyone seeks to eliminate by forced penetration with or without the evidence of slime. But let this be unmistakable. This poem is not consent. I do not consent to my mother, to my father, to the teachers, to the FBI, to South Africa, to Bedford-Stuy, to Park Avenue, to American Airlines, to the hard-on idlers on the corners, to the sneaky creeps in cars. I am not wrong. Wrong is not my name.
We still have a choice today: nonviolent coexistence or violent co-annihilation. We must move past indecision to action. We must find new ways to speak for peace and justice. If we do not act, we shall surely be dragged down the long, dark, and shameful corridors of time reserved for those who possess power without compassion, might without morality, and strength without sight. Thank you.
He makes this proposal: political disillusion is born of political impatience, and we've all been conditioned to live this impatience because of the overall promises repeatedly made in the name of progress. Suppose, I said, that we change the scenario. Suppose that we say we are not living in a world in which it is possible to construct something approaching heaven on earth, but, on the contrary, are living in a world whose nature is far closer to that of hell. What difference would this make to any single one of our political or moral choices?
I feel bitter. It is one of the many feelings I am contending with as we move forward with our country. And unlike helplessness and outrage, which can feel to me at times as voluminous as fog banks, bitterness is a hard and silver pellet and therefore easier for me to point to and name. It is not an inactive bitterness, and it will not stop me from having hope and trying to build bridges and making my calls and showing up where I can and loving and fighting for the principles I believe are still at the core of this country, but it's there. In this way, at the community table, that is us, we sample the flavors together.
Except they got it wrong. No matter how many times they rode by, chasing us with words, with rocks and broken bottles spitting at our backs, they got it wrong. It was a sign of being blessed after temple, of celebration when women wore them, red gold to match silver-threaded saris, to match red and green glass bangles that shivered up their forearms. My brother's jagged, glittering more than a pundit's thumbprint, more than a holy mark, glittering.
There comes a time when the cup of endurance runs over, and men are no longer willing to be plunged into the abyss of despair. I hope, sirs, you can understand our legitimate and unavoidable impatience. You express a great deal of anxiety over our willingness to break laws. This is certainly a legitimate concern. Since we so diligently urge people to obey the Supreme Court's decision of 1954 outlawing segregation in the public schools, at first glance, it may seem rather paradoxical for us consciously to break laws. One may well ask, how can you advocate breaking some laws and obeying others? The answer lies in the fact that there are two types of laws, just and unjust.
No distance I horizon might bewilder that loneliness persisting its constant hunt. An old companion, it silvers its way into our still. When the house is paused, each object seems to tilt in mid-plummet. each red egg a hatching star in my hair.
Here's I came to you. I came to you, Lord, because of the fucking reticence of this world. No, not the world, not reticence. Oh, Lord, come. Lord, come. We were sad on the ground. Lord, come. We were sad on the ground.